Good morning, students. Today we are starting the new chapter 16, Derivatives of Hydrocarbons. Very important lesson. Okay, from here you may get the question. Surely you get the questions for the exam. Okay, so it is very important lesson and it very tough also. Please listen carefully. Okay, so chapter 16, Derivatives of Hydrocarbons. So hydrocarbons, hydro means hydrogen, carbon means carbon. So we are going to study here the chemicals which are with the hydrogen and carbon. The combination of the hydrogen and carbon is called as a hydrocarbons. Okay, so here we study how to write different kinds of hydrocarbons. Okay, so hydrocarbons are naturally it is the organic chemistry. Okay, so organic chemistry means which we get from the nature. Inorganic means made by the men. Okay, made by the people. So that is the inorganic. Organic means we get from the nature. Understand? So it was once believed that we could obtain carbon containing substance such as sugar, starch, camphor, urea, etc. only from the living organisms. So before and all there is a belief that we can only get the carbon from the living organisms. So carbon, the color of the carbon is black color. Okay, the color of the carbon is what? Black color. For example, sugar. When we burn the sugar, you see you burn only the sugar. When we burn the sugar, we see it will change into black color. Okay, so that means it has the carbon. And starch and camphor. Camphor means what? Which we use for the puja. That means when we are doing the prayers, we use it like white color ball and we keep the fire and we give harati to God. So camphor, that also changes into black color, and urea is also a carbon. So all these carbons we get from the living organisms. Before we used to say, but this scientist named Friedrich Holler, so he found out that we can get carbon organic compounds not only from the living organisms, we also can get from the non-living organisms. So how did he find out that carbon compound? So the history. Okay, so because only these organisms contain the vital force necessary for the synthesis, therefore the branch of chemistry which deals with these compounds was known as a organic chemistry. Okay, the hydrocarbon compounds are otherwise carbon containing compound, that means carbon having compounds we get only from the living organisms. So it is called as a organic chemistry. But in 1828 the German chemist Friedrich Holler used ammonium cyanate. Ammonium cyanate is the inorganic compound. Okay, so it is made by the men, artificial one. Ammonium cyanate is a inorganic compound to synthesize. So from this he prepared the urea. So urea is also one kind of carbon compound, an organic compound found in human urine. Urea mostly find in the our urine. Okay, human beings आदमी लोग का urine में है. Okay, urine, you know now, one bathroom. Okay, so the laboratory synthesis of urea proved that vital force was not needed in the production of organic compounds. So afterwards scientists told that organic compound not only we get from the living organisms, but also we can also get from the inorganic compounds. That means it also can be prepared by the men. Okay, so first of all, from where did he find out the organic compound? From the ammonium cyanate. Then it is present in the human urine also. Okay, this was the first time an organic compound urea was synthesized from an inorganic compound ammonium cyanate. So from the ammonium cyanate is inorganic compound, from that found out the organic compound urea. Okay, so the next one, German scientist known as being the first person to synthesize an inorganic compound from an inorganic compound. He is the first person who found out the organic compound. That means carbon containing compound. He found out from where? From the inorganic compound. Which inorganic compound? Ammonium cyanide. By making urea in the laboratory, he dealt a mortal blow to the vitalist force theory, which said that a vital force was necessary to produce the compound found in living organisms. Along with Liebig, Höhler studied the oil of bitter almonds and worked with other scientists on finding a method for the separation of silicon and beryllium from their mixture. He also played an important role in the synthesis of calcium carbide and silicon nitride. Okay, so also started to find out this one. Other scientists, not the Friedrich Höhler, other scientists also they also find out the different methods finding of the organic compound. Okay, so here organic chemistry is the branch of chemistry. In the branch of that means in the chemistry so many things are there. Organic chemistry is there, inorganic chemistry and physical chemistry. Okay, so like this so many chemistries are there. So this is the one. Okay, so which deals with the study of carbon and its compounds. Organic chemistry means which studies and which says about only the carbon compounds. Okay, but carbon compounds, carbon always have the relationship with the hydrogen. So we know that carbon atoms are capable of forming long chains by bonding to each other, and you have studied in class 9th hydrocarbons. Did you remember? Alkane, alkene and alkynes, and single bond, triple bond and double bond. Okay, they make a long chains. Okay, so here carbon atoms are capable of forming a long chains by bonding to each other. Long chains means what? For example, we take one thing. Okay, CH3, CH4. This is what? This is the propane. So sorry, it is the ethane. Two carbons are there, na, ethane. So how can it make a chain? So like this, na. So like this, making a long chains. Understand? So CH3, CH3. It is called as ethane. Hydrogen 3 and 2 carbons. So catenation is one of the very important definition. Underline this definition. Catenation is one of the reasons why such a large number of carbon compounds. Large number of carbon compounds means, okay, large number of carbon compounds are found in nature. Of the compounds known today, almost 96% of contain carbon. Okay, so catenation means forming a long chains by bonding each other. Bonding means relating to each other. So carbon atoms are capable of making a long chains. It is called as a catenation. Now CH3 is one compound. Now it made the long chain, one chain. Okay, again one more C if you add means again one more C, then H and H. So like this, making a long chain with the carbon atoms is called as a catenation. Okay, so next one, we know that the compound that contain only hydrogen and carbon are known as hydrocarbons. Underline this point also. What is hydrocarbons means? You should write this one. Okay, the compounds that contain only hydrogen and carbon are known as what? Hydrocarbons. If all our valences of carbon, if any compound, are satisfied through single bonds, the compounds called alkanes. We have the bonds, na, single bond, double bond, 3 lines means triple bond. Single bond means we call it as what? We call it as a alkane. Okay, alkane. Double bond means, please write in the textbook side by. Double bond means alkyne. Sorry, double bond means alkene. Okay, once again, single bond, double bond, triple bond. Okay, so here single bond means what? Alkane. Double bond means alkene. Triple bond means what? Alkyne. Okay, triple bond means alkyne. So this is the one: alkane, alkene and alkyne. Single bond, double bond and triple bond. So write side by. So this single bond means we call it as what? Saturated hydrocarbons. For example, when you buy some things na, it will be written like this: saturated carbons. Okay, saturated hydrocarbons. Please write side by: hydrocarbon. And double bond and triple bond means unsaturated. Okay, unsaturated hydrocarbons. HYDROCARBON, hydrocarbon. Hydrocarbons means combination of hydrogen and carbon in a compound is called as a hydrocarbons. And hydrocarbons we have three types: alkane, alkene and alkyne. Alkane has the single bond, double bond and triple bond. Alkanes are which has the single bond is called as a saturated hydrocarbon. Alkene and alkyne which has the double bond and triple bond is called as a unsaturated hydrocarbons. Okay.